Not every cat meows back when you talk to it, which makes it even more strange when yours does. You say something simple, maybe their name, maybe a random sentence, and suddenly your cat responds. Not with a random sound, but with something that feels almost intentional. It pauses, looks at you, and answers. And in that tiny moment, it almost feels like you're not just speaking to your cat, but with your cat. Most people laugh it off. They think it's just a cute coincidence, a funny habit, something cats do without thinking. But here's the part most owners never realise. Adult
Kitty,
cats
what's
don't
the
naturally
matter?
meow to communicate with other
There
cats.
you go, sweet thing.
In the wild, or even in multi-cat environments, they rely mostly on body
hello there.
language, scent, and silent signals.
I know, kitty.
Meowing is something kittens use, mainly to communicate with their mother. So, when an adult cat meows, especially directly at you, it's not random, it's learned. Somewhere along the way, your cat discovered something powerful, that humans respond to sound, that when it makes a noise, you look, you react, you engage, and slowly, over time, your cat adapts. It begins to use its voice, not for other cats, but specifically for you, which means something deeper than it seems. Your cat isn't just making noise, it's trying to communicate. And if your cat meows back when you talk, that interaction becomes even more meaningful. Because now, it's not just calling out into space, it's responding. There's a pattern to it. You speak, your cat listens, there's a brief pause, and then it answers, almost like it's waiting for its turn. Of course, your cat doesn't understand your words the way another human would. It doesn't know the exact meaning of your sentences, but it understands something else, something just as important: tone, rhythm, emotion. Cats are extremely sensitive to the emotional quality of sound, the softness in your voice when you're calm, the brightness when you're happy, the tension when you're stressed. All of these subtle changes carry meaning. So when you talk to your cat, it isn't decoding language, it's reading you, and when it meows back, it's responding to what it feels. Sometimes the response is soft and short, almost like a quiet acknowledgement. Other times it's longer, louder, more expressive, almost like your cat is trying harder to be understood. And if you really pay attention, you'll start noticing something fascinating. Your cat doesn't use the same meow every time. It changes, adapts, refines. Over time, your cat develops a kind of vocabulary, not made of words, but of tones and patterns. A certain sound for food, another for attention, a different one when it's greeting you, and some sounds that seem to exist only during these back and forth moments. This is where things become deeper than most people expect. Because now it's not just communication, it's interaction. Your cat isn't just expressing a need, it's engaging with you. Have you ever walked into a room and your cat immediately meowed at you? That's not just a greeting, it's recognition. It's your cat acknowledging your presence and signalling that your presence matters. And when you respond, even casually, and your cat answers again, that moment transforms. It becomes a loop, a shared exchange. From the outside, it may look small, but for your cat, it's meaningful. Because it's one of the few ways it can actively connect with you in real time. And here's something even more interesting. The more you respond, the more your cat continues. It learns that the interaction works, that this conversation has a rhythm, so it repeats it, builds on it, deepens it. This is why some cats seem unusually talkative. It's not because they're naturally louder, it's because they've learned that their voice matters to you, that you listen, that you respond. Not all cats develop this habit. Some remain quiet, observant, silent in their communication, but a cat that meows back at you consistently, that cat has learned something about you. It has learned that you are responsive, that you are engaged, that you are safe to communicate with. And that creates something subtle but powerful: trust. Because communication, even in its simplest form, requires a sense of safety. Your cat wouldn't keep trying if it felt ignored or misunderstood. It would simply stop, withdraw, go quiet again. And that's something many people don't notice. If a cat tries to talk and gets no response over time, the behavior slowly fades. Not because the cat doesn't care, but because it has learned that the effort leads nowhere. So when your cat continues to meow back, it's a sign that something is working between you, that there is a connection, a rhythm, a mutual exchange. There's also another layer hidden beneath all of this, Sometimes your cat isn't just responding to your voice, it's responding to your emotional state. If you speak softly, your cat often answers softly. If your voice is energetic, your cat may respond with more intensity. It's not copying you exactly, but it's aligning with you, matching your energy. And that alignment is a form of emotional synchronization, a quiet, almost invisible connection where your cat adjusts itself based on how you feel. There are even moments when your cat starts the conversation. It meows first, then looks at you, waiting. And when you answer, it responds again. This back and forth can go on longer than expected, almost like a real conversation, with pauses, replies, and timing. And while it may seem playful on the surface, it carries meaning underneath, because your cat is choosing to engage, choosing interaction over silence, choosing you. And that choice matters more than most people realize, because cats are selective with their energy. They don't waste effort without reason. So when your cat consistently tries to talk to you, it's not random, it's intentional, it's learned, and it's personal. So the next time your cat meows back when you talk, don't ignore it. Don't brush it off as just another sound in the background. Pause for a moment, answer back, listen carefully, notice the tone, the rhythm, the timing. Because in that simple exchange, something rare is happening. Your cat is reaching across the gap between two completely different worlds and trying, in its own way, to connect with you. And the more you respond, the more that connection grows, stronger, clearer, more familiar, until one day, without even realizing it, you're no longer just talking to your cat. You're sharing a language that only the two of you understand.